rap music.
Yeah. You better believe it. That hard hitting. Only way A-Rap music know how to do it. Forever keeping it fresh. Yes. Go get 'em like white tee, white beat, fitted cap, snap back, tennis.
Yeah. Welcome back to the Shock Factor here on LA Talk Live. I am your host, Shakim Williams.
And I'm Momo.
And we are the Shock Factor. And it's another Friday. And we want to thank you guys for tuning in. Welcome back. Oh my God, we really appreciate you. We got the numbers, for the month here on the Shock Factor. And, due to all the things that the staff of LA Talk Live have been doing and all the, all the incredible reaching out they have done to not only Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, all these particular sites, our numbers are up to almost 300,000.
Yay.
300,000.
It's a celebration.
Well, you want to say 300,000 because that's,
for the month.
Yeah, absolutely.
For the month.
We always
That's
round
crazy.
the numbers down.
Yeah.
Because some later numbers filter in later in the period.
Yeah.
But because everybody clamors for numbers at a certain time of the month, we start shooting them out. But you probably are most definitely over 300,000.
And that's
per
how,
episode now.
Exciting.
That's not per month.
Oh, that's per episode.
Yeah.
Woo woo. Okay.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and call Ishi right here. We got a quick interview we're going to go ahead and do. I want to thank doctors.
MATL01.
Oh my
Your call
God.
cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number and dial.
Did you
Please
put the
check
one
it
on
and
it?
dial it again.
Do we got to put a 1 on it?
You might have to.
You might have
I would
to.
suggest, yeah, why not?
All right. Well, let's do that. We're going to put a 1 on it this time, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what it is.
It's funny because,
Shit,
Shock
crazy.
claims some technical expertise and savy.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had to put a.
And hold up. No. That's
one-
not even the one part. Because, that's kind of
A
tricky
one?
these days. It's not the one part. Is that he's over there dialing the numbers with the mouse instead of the keypad on the keyboard.
We'll make it much easier, right? He got to click it.
Durr.
That's because he's a producer, so
Yeah,
he's used
right.
to clicking
Clicking.
stuff.
Oh, man. Come on. Give me a break.
Can we take a moment out to welcome the incredible, inimitable, renowned healer, Dr. Sebi, please? Can we take a
Nice.
moment out for that?
Let's do that.
Yeah, let's get
Yeah.
that in and welcome him to the microphone. Dr. Sebi,
Doc!
welcome back
Welcome.
tonight.
Oh, thank you so very much.
How you doing, Doc?
2 days in a row. This is amazing to us. Such a blessing. And we're glad to have you back, brother.
Well, I'm so happy to be back.
There you go, Doc. Thank you very much, Rich. So we're gonna go ahead and try to, call her one more time.
You're still using the click?
Leave me alone, Richard
Say
and
it.
the girl over
Like, come
there.
on, let's try it. Let's try the keypad.
I'm just saying, leave me alone.
Ridiculous.
MATL01.
She's not answering her phone.
Where's she located?
In Atlanta right now. I'm gonna go ahead and
That's a
into
404 phone number?
well 678 still, same thing. But what we're gonna do ultimately is we're gonna go ahead and talk. Hey Doc, how you doing today, my brother?
Oh, man, not as good as you, but I'm doing.
Oh man, you are looking awesome.
Why on earth would you say that, Dr. Sebi?
You are
Right.
awesome, man. Look,
Look at that guy.
Hey, thank you.
You're doing
Oh,
way
you're just
better.
trying to be nice. That's so nice.
believe
That's
y'all,
great.
We like to give him a hard time, Dr. Sebi.
Yeah.
hey,
But
they,
it looks to be deceiving.
yeah, they sure can.
Yeah, he's pretty screwed up, Doc.
Yeah,
Messed up. Messed
He's
up.
pretty messed up.
Can you
Doc.
prescribe something for him for that?
Yeah.
He said, yeah.
So, Chef Mo, if you've not heard of or met Dr. Sebi before,
First time, yes.
legendary, world-renowned healer.
I need to get out the kitchen. That's what I need.
Yep, she's a chef, Dr. Sebi.
You are?
Mhm.
Well, yeah,
She's a
and I really need to
celebrity
talk to
chef,
you
in
then.
fact, yeah.
Help some of my clients.
Yes, indeed.
Did you go to Cordon Bleu?
No, I didn't go to culinary school at all. I went to Grandma's Kitchen.
Oh, that's how a woman.
you know about Mama. Hey Doc, you know about Mama.
Oh, yeah.
You know how Mama do it.
Well, that's all I have.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, okay, we got a call. She's calling in right now. Doc, give me a couple of seconds, will you please? Caller, what's your name and where you calling from? I already know who it is, but Ishi, how you doing, sweetheart?
I'm doing fine, thank you. How are you?
Oh my God, you're here. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, we want to welcome to the Shock Factor here on LA Talk Live, the infamous Ishi. Hey, baby.
so much for having me. I really appreciate it. How you guys doing? How you doing?
Man, I'm a little tipsy right now myself. No, I'm joking.
Everybody
So
doing
serious.
good
He's
shit.
so serious, right? He's an alcoholic.
I am not an alcoholic.
Okay, you're lush.
Okay, I'll take that. So anyway,
You didn't
Ish.
say lush us.
Thank God, right?
We'll take off some of the ish.
Yeah, just that lush.
Hey, man,
I'm
I'm
sorry.
not homosexual.
Let me let you go ahead and get to your interview.
Luscious?
Yeah.
The fuck is luscious?
What does that have to do with
That's
the kid
homos-
China?
I think I'm gonna start calling him Luscious Williams.
I call him Sunshine.
Luscious
I call him
Williams.
Sunshine.
Oh, you throwing it out there like
I'll be
that?
like, what's up, Sunshine?
Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, Ishi, how are you doing today, sweetheart? Thank you for calling in. And thank you for
I'm
joining
doing
us.
good.
Oh my God, there's so many questions we have to ask you. I know we only have 15 minutes, and our station program director says he's going to give us a little bit more time today. So I just wanted to say thank you once again for calling in, right? And
You're welcome.
we have so much to talk about in such a short time. But we know you're coming out here soon, so we're going to get you in the studio audience. And chat it up with us.
Definitely.
But this is just a warm up right now for us. That's all.
Okay, it's all good. That's a plan. Sounds like a plan.
All right. So how is it going on in the ATL right now? How you feeling?
Oh, good. It's a little rainy here, but it's good. It's good. And all is well. I've been keeping busy, just working hard. So all is well. Life is good.
Now, a lot of people, Ishi was with Arrested Development, and you guys were so huge, right? Grammys, all kind of stuff, that happened with you guys and for you guys. There's so many questions I want to ask you, but how was your experience with that? And definitely we want to get into what you're doing now, but just briefly, how was your experience with Arrested Development, and what you learned from that, going through that whole, dichotomy of the music business and with some great people.
I mean, it was an amazing journey. I joined the group when I was 13 years old.
Wow.
I was a part of I was really young, so I was a part of the group for 25 years.
Wow.
Last February 2012 was my last tour with the group, but just that season was up for me, but it's all love, no bad vibes, I had just been doing it for so many years, but I mean, the journey was great. I learned so much. I met some amazing people. I got a chance to perform on stage with some really talented people, and I mean, I've been all around the world. I mean, I met people like Nelson Mandela, Spike Lee, Antoine Fuqua. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. So God has truly blessed me, and it was great because I got a chance to do something that I love, which is dance and sing and perform. So I have a passion for that. So I was able to, my passion granted me a chance to go around the world. So,
Right.
I just am so grateful for that. Yeah, so I learned a lot. And, of course, getting in it, just passion was the driving force. And I was so young. When we came out with Tennessee, we shot the
Tennessee.
video in December of 91, and I was 16.
Wow.
And,
16.
yeah, and when
16?
we came out, everything happened so fast. And I soon learned that this is truly a business. It's more, when you get into it, it's more business than creative. And that's the part I don't like about it, because I like just being creative and artsy. And so when you realize this is a business and it's a lot of politics and things of that nature, it's like, oh, wow, so I learned fast, and I had to grow up fast in that sense of the word, because of the business. It forces you to do that. So, yeah, but it was a great journey.
Hey, Ishi, I have a question for you. I have a lot of questions.
Yes.
Right.
I want to first thank you for joining us here on our humble network. We also have a URL you can go to. It's AtlantaTalkLive.com, just like LATalkLive.com. We've got them all around the country. We're very, very honored to have you. I was talking to Shakim. I'm Rich, by the way. I was talking to Shakim before the show.
Hey, Rich.
Hey there. Not like that, though. But I am like that, actually, spiritually. I see Dr. Sebi is like, you don't mean it like that.
Right. Yeah, throw that out there.
So now, I've been a big fan of y'all's. I'd love to ask you later on in the show. It's Shock Show, but I just had to get this question in. I'd love to ask you about how aware you are of the impact that you and Arrested Development had on the culture of hip hop. It's just phenomenal. We could talk about that later. But the name Arrested Development, I would have never thought, and I knew you were young when you were with the group because there's a reference to you in the group as like the baby of the group in one of your biggest hits, right? So I remember that. But how did you get the name Arrested Development? Were all of y'all about the same age? I thought the guys in the group were a little older than you, and you were the baby of the group. So where'd the name come from?
Yeah, they were in college actually.
Right,
when I met them, they were in college. I was in middle school.
Wow.
So where'd the name come from? How did that evolve?
Where did the name come from?
Yes.
Arrested Development came, well, it's funny because Speech had a friend who had a rock band, and he named the group Arrested Development, and the group broke up. So Speech really liked the name because originally the name prior to Arrested Development was Secret Society. And so that was when it was just Speech and headliner in the group. And like I said, his friend had the name. It was his rock band. And the band broke up, so Speech was like, I really like that name. So he asked him, could he use it and take it for his group? And the guy was like, yeah. And so that's how he came up with the name. But prior to, when he first got the name, it really didn't have a meaning to it. And then he put a meaning to it. The meaning of Arrested Development was that we had our music was life music, and to give, raise consciousness and awareness in our people, Black people, and that our community was at a state of arrested development. So that's what the music was. Our music was to uplift people and open their minds and their hearts and their spirits to another level of consciousness.
And you are so beautiful, girl. Look, let me give you a round of applause for just being beautiful. I can't help it.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Momo, and I have a quick question for you. What do you think?
Hey,
hi.
lady, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you? What do you think about the state of hip hop? Because I know you were just explaining what Arrested Development is, and we are still in that phase. So what do you think about right now the state of hip hop?
Well, honestly, I truly wish it was more diverse. When we came out, it was beautiful because you had a little bit of everything. You had this big pie, and whatever you were into, you had your piece. And when you would hear artists back then, you knew, oh, that's Big Daddy Kane, that's LL, that's NWA, that's Ice Cube, that's Arrested Development, that's De La Soul. Everybody had their own style. Now it's because I think it's just the whole capitalist corporation thing to want everybody to be clones. And especially in mainstream radio, you hear everybody sounds alike, the beats are the same, a lot of the artists, and you really don't know. You can't tell who is who. And I just wish it was more diversity, because if you don't really travel outside of America, you don't realize how diverse the world is. Globally, you go to places like Europe, Africa, Bali, over in Indonesia, they're listening to everything. We just, in America, it's just, we just listen to our music a lot. We don't listen to global music. I'm not saying people don't do that, but I mean as a whole, as a massive, I'm saying. You have people, I'm sure, like you guys, that go and search for the type of music that you like. But if you don't know it's out there, you're not going to look, you know what I mean? You don't know where to go. But in other countries, you can listen to the radio, and they'll play Sly and the Family Stone. Then they'll put on a hip-hop record. Then they'll put on Stevie Wonder. You'll hear all these type of artists in one sitting. But in America, it's so different because it's so the corporations, they run it, and it's not about the artistry, I feel, anymore. That's why you have so many independent artists and people doing it on their own. And thank God for that. But it's a lot of mainstream artists that are great artists, But I just think the labels now, they're just putting out the same stuff because they're like, okay, this is going to stick for the moment. This is going to make us a lot of money. Let's just keep, making duplicates of this and replicas and just keep it out. So I just wish it was more diversity, and I wish it was a lot more females represented in the hip hop world at this time.
Well, speaking about that, you have a new official video out, and I'm sitting here watching it right now. It's featuring you and Amari Hardwick. You make me wanna. We'll talk about that a little bit, and because you're looking so incredibly beautiful in this video.
But so is the person that's featured. I just got to put that out there. He's looking incredibly beautiful as well. Oh, you got it going on, but he got it going on.
You are look. Hold on, Ish.
I appreciate all the love.
Oh my God,
Omari, thank
girl,
you
girl,
and, it's
girl,
great, huh?
girl. Girl,
you're so silly.
I'm
You're
just
silly,
saying.
Thank you so much. I'm
Girl.
glad you like it. But that song, this a friend of mine who's a Japanese producer. He produced the record. His name is Mambanua, and Omari, this guy named Kevin, and myself, we wrote the song, and I just had a ball recording it, shooting the video. It was so much fun because the process of me writing that song, at the time I really didn't know Omari. We had talked on the phone and that whole type of thing, but I didn't know him. So
I look like some real chemistry right here. I look like some real chemistry going on right there. I'm sure y'all didn't meet up afterwards.
We did kiss for real. No, just smacks on the lips, like that type of kiss. But no, nothing more.
Did y'all meet up after the shoot?
Is it a love connection? Is it a love connection?
Oh my!
No, we're just friends for real, totally.
I don't know because y'all look like y'all.
But we do have a natural chemistry. We do. It's even when we record, it's just natural. So all that stuff you see, the giggling, we really were having fun, with one another and just the whole vibe and the environment. And that's what I wanted. I wanted kind of a Love Jones energy. Yeah. And it came across, and that's what I wanted. And writing the song, I fell in love with the character that he played in this movie called I Will Follow, and his character was named Troy, and so that's how I wrote the song based upon the character in that movie, and I had to fall in love with that character. And Amari,
why you didn't call?
Hard to flow with because he's very easy on the eyes.
I mean, why you didn't? Why you didn't call? Hold on, Cletus.
God is.
Why you didn't call me? I'm just saying.
Hello?
Hello. She said hello.
Okay, I told no. It just went. I hear you guys. I'm sorry. What did you say?
That is so disrespectful.
What he said was just not even relevant. Trust me when I tell you.
That is so disrespectful. I'm like, you could have called me, Ishi. I had the muscles. I had all the muscles to do everything. I am strong, Cletus.
It's the wrong shade.
You are so funny. I think since that video, I have a couple of people in line that want to be the next leading man.
Oh, so
I'm like, okay, I said, I'm a sex symbol now. Okay.
Right.
You know exactly what you was doing when you did that right there.
Yes, you did. Girl.
I'm just saying, you already knew. So, Ish, what do you got planned? We're going to go ahead and wrap it up because I know, we want you to know that you always have a home here in the Shock Factor. Anytime you're doing anything, you can, definitely call us, let us know. We're going to blow you up like, I don't want to talk about the World Trade Center. But look, we're going to,
Please don't say that.
Don't say that.
Yeah. I had a question real quick, Ish, because I know Shock wants to get to the next segment here with Dr. Sebi. Your sound, how you honed it, we'll talk about that another time because it was so unique.
Okay, I can't even hear you. I'm sorry. I can't hear your question at all.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me
yes,
now?
I can hear you
Okay, very
now.
good. I wanted to talk about your sound, but we run out of time. Dion Farris, she was a member of the group at one point with you guys. Have you been in touch with her at all?
Actually, Dion was never part of the group. She
That's
just
exactly
sang on
what
a lot
Shock
of our
said,
records.
yeah.
But no,
Wow.
yeah, Dion. I talk to her all the time. I actually mentor her daughter. I teach her dance.
Wow.
And where's she now?
She's in Atlanta. Yeah, everybody lives here except
Okay.
for Baba OJ, the elder. He's back in Milwaukee. But
Wow.
I'm from here. Everybody else they migrated here. But we all are here in Atlanta.
So
And
how can
why is it Dion never was considered part of the group if she sang on several of the songs?
It wasn't
don't
like
quite get
that though. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Ish.
she didn't want to be a part of the group because she
Wow.
always wanted to be a
Her
solo
own shit.
because she knew that was going to ultimately be her journey. So she said, I don't want to be a part of the group, but I'll be featured on songs. So she was featured on maybe about 4 or 5 songs on the
Right,
album,
right.
but it was other vocalists that were featured on the record as well. And she just toured with us for some time, but she was never part of the group.
Wow.
Wow.
All I want to say is you make me wanna, girl. That's all I want to
Well,
Well,
say.
how can
Thank you
somebody
so
else
much.
want it? How could people get in touch with you and let us know your new project that you're working on when it's
You
coming
make me
out, how
wanna-
we can get it?
Yes. Well, my song "You Make Me Wanna" right now it's available on iTunes. My website is www.ishiafro. So that's ESHE Afro AFROSOUL.com. I'm also on Twitter and Instagram at Ishi ESHE the number 2X Grammy Ishi 2-time Grammy, and I'm also on Facebook.
I know
fan
that's
page
right.
and Monsho Ishi MONTSHO ESHE is my personal page. So I'm all over the place. So I have a show coming up here in Atlanta on March 16th called Passion and Poetry, and I'll be performing with Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Nice.
So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, well, ladies and gentlemen, we want to give it up for the incredible, talented Ishi, the most
Thank you.
incredible, super duper, incredible, sexy, sensuous, and smart and brilliant, and all of those other things that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Hey, I want to let you know, you make me wanna, girl. I'm just saying.
And are you doing like a sequel
Well, I'm
to
glad
this
I make
video?
you wanna.
Are you doing a
Thank you
sequel to
so
the
much
video?
to everybody else that was on the show. Much love to you. Thank you so
God
much.
bless.
You know Dr. Sebi's in the house right now. I want to say, go ahead and say hello to Doc.
Hey, Dr. Sebi.
Hi.
You know,
Many blessings to you.
Same. Back to you.
yeah, Doc is in the house. He is
Thank you.
holding it down. He is the coolest ever in
That's
the world.
cool.
So look, Ishi, once again, want to thank you for calling in. And every time you have anything that you have going on that you want to come on and talk about, you have a home here, right, sis?
Yes, well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the open invitation. And you guys enjoy the rest of your evening and have a beautiful weekend. And
Hey-
thank you to all the listeners.
Hey,
Peace and blessings.
Ishi, one last thing. Please promote AtlantaTalkLive.com.
There it is.
You'll be able to go back to AtlantaTalkLive.com tomorrow. Look for the Shock Factor show under the shows banner. Just by rolling over it with your mouse, you'll get a drop-down menu. Click on the Shock Factor. You'll be able to watch and listen to this show and spread the news about it, because we're also on Ustream. You can go to Ustream, pull the
Okay.
code, share the news, put it on all your Facebook, social network stuff, right at AtlantaTalkLive.com, just like LATalkLive.com, okay?
Cool beans.
Spread the
All
word.
right
We
then.
appreciate
Well,
it. Peace and love.
congratulations and many blessings on everything you guys are doing as well.
There it is.
Peace and love.
God
That
bless you.
That was Ishi from, she got her own thing going on right now. She got a thing, with
Ishi
her.
from Ishi.
That video.
Amari Hardwick, you make me
Woo.
wanna.
Yes.
And all I'm saying is that, wow.
That's what I
You
said.
know, that's
Amari's a singer as well, isn't he?
he's a rapper.
He ain't got to do nothing.
Nah.
Oh,
All he got
God.
to do is just stand
But
there.
no,
Momo's in
you know,
love.
they shouldn't have put them two. They shouldn't have put them two together right there. All I'm saying is, oh my,
Stirs my grits.
she got some grits that need some stirring. And ladies and
That picture
gentlemen,
up. I gotta come see this.
you don't
I
know.
might have the wrong Ishi in mind. I'm not sure.
Oh no, Ishi is. Oh my God.
Okay.
Oh my God. So look, we're gonna go ahead and take a quick break. Come back with more Shock Factor here on LA Talk Live. We're gonna come back with Dr. Sebi. We've been waiting for this one.
Yeah.
We got a lot to talk about with Doc. Doc. How you doing, Doc?
Well,
I see you over there. You got
Doc is chilling.
Hey Doc, you got 100 more years to go, so don't even act like it.
Doc, you have anything for this guy. I mean,
I'm telling you, please, something that's gonna
Hey,
put him
Doc.
out though.
give him
Knock
an enema
out.
or something to slow him
Oh
down.
my God, get him a coffee enema.
Y'all are so
To
disgusting.
slow him down or
Hey, look,
something.
we're going to come back with more Shock
Have
Factor here on
ants in
LA
his
Talk
fans.
Live. I'm your host, Shakim Williams.
And I'm Momo.
And we'll be right back with Dr. Sebi. And oh my God, it is going down. And Richard is in the house. They call him Super Rich.
How about this? Ferran Dozier in the house from
You want to come on in? Oh,
we're gonna bring him on.
What's the count?
After the program.
Yeah,
What's
there
the
it
count?
is.
Ferran Dozier, brand new show, Mondays 10 a.m. Oh no, 11 a.m. starting
Nice.
next month, first Monday in March.
There it
Brand new
is.
show.
So
We'll bring him on. I'll get out of here.
Right, so we'll be right back with more Shock Factor here on LA Talk Live Reality Radio, handcrafted for your listening pleasures.
You make me wanna, 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 you make me wanna.
Look at you, girl. You make me wanna suck on your soul until it turn blue. You make me wanna walk next to your stroll like you know exactly what to do on some moonwalk. You make this room talk on the mic like Mike Jackson. You make me wanna be starting something during the rehearsal before they yell action. And you make me wanna practice the art of subtraction if it means losing attraction to anything in the way of making me wanna be the addition to your life. You make me wanna make you wife.
You make me wanna, 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 you make me wanna. Won't you take me higher than the clouds? Say yeah,
You make me wanna describe your face to Stevie Wonder so even he can share. You make me wanna change your name simply to yeah.
Show me something to write home about. Say yeah.
You make me wanna Hathaway your Roberta Flack. And if I were to pass away and God asked if you were my one reason to come back, I'd answer yeah.
You make me wanna, 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 Hey, come here.
I'm here.
I want you to hold me close.
This close?
Uh-huh. And I want you to kiss my neck. And run your fingers down my spine.
You make me wanna do that.
I like it.
Know what it ain't, know what I can do, know what you can't. I ain't here to preach, I ain't a saint. I'm a nigga just trying not to think, cause when the thoughts hit, gotta medicate. And if the path of more starts to deviate, that's when the problems come. And you don't really want it, you don't want the clap, no, you don't want the thunder. No, I ain't a killer, but I got them gunners, and I got them runners.
Yeah.
Every word out of my mouth.
Somebody's rocking it. Right there you have the Chef Momo I Rock. There it is. Welcome back to LA Talk Live, the Shock Factor Friday. Rich is not on. What color are you, Richard?
Yellow.
Yellow. And we got you on, Richard, but you're not. Richard.
One. There you go.
Yeah, it was that mic right there.
You would put me on the yellow mic. I know how you feel about that. But nonetheless, that's you?
Yes.
No, it ain't, Mo.
Yeah, I did music in my former life.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Momo, this is you?
I started cooking to pay the bills, but music is what I really
Were you in Philly when you did this?
No, I was actually in Minnesota when I did
this is
this.
hot.
Thank you. I dropped this last year, I think. I don't know. I don't even know.
And are you still pursuing music at all?
I'm doing more songwriting now than anything and management.
Orale,
But I've
look
been getting
at
a lot of
you.
calls to put out some music, so who knows? I don't know.
Wow,
I
Mo,
don't
this
know
is
what's
hot.
next.
I'm
Thank
loving
you.
the beat, and
Thank
you
you.
sound
It's on
nice.
iTunes. You can get on iTunes. I rock. Monique
Send that
Moore.
over to us. We're gonna load that into the
I
That's
will.
what I'm
to the
saying.
network.
I will.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
ASCAP BMIRC SAC.
ASCAP.
Nice. You'll get paid. You know that, right?
Amen. I'm
You
with
do
that.
realize that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
She said, amen.
Internet radio. If
I
you
mean-
have music, once it's published, and if you're licensed under ASCAP BMIRC SAC, we're not a pirate station. We pay licensing fees every month to play the music that we play. Anything licensed under those three agencies or organizations, and that's pretty much anybody that matters.
Nice.
So, and because of the Napster debacle, the shutdown of LimeWire, the DMCA Copyright Act of the late 90s, mid 2000s, if you're on the internet, you cannot play music without having the proper licenses, which makes sure that all artists, composers, songwriters, musicians, anybody on the music at all, under those laws,
Nice.
you get royalties. Now you don't come here. We don't cut the check here.
Right, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
just let you know.
Like, where my
Sound
money at,
exchange-
Rich? Where my money?
Yeah, Sound Exchange does all of that. Yeah,
I want my money. And y'all
money.
money suckers better come
My
up with it.
money.
and you know she from Philly. She ain't gonna say I want my
Oh,
money.
yeah.
She gonna say like get down or lay down.
Yeah, I'm just coming right in the door. I'm not
Get
gonna
down
talk.
or lay
We ain't got
down.
time to talk.
So
you ever
exactly.
notice that in movies though, when someone about to kill somebody, want to talk to them first, and then somebody else.
They want to tell you the whole plot,
yeah,
the whole everything.
It's like, oh, you thought you was gonna get away, huh? They having a whole conversation. Like, and here come the police.
You've been
you know.
watching too much movies. Hey guys, I want to welcome you back to the second half of the Shock Factor here on LA Talk Live. We just, got off the phone with Ishi of Arrested
Amazing.
Development, and she is
Phenomenal
so awesome. She got this song she did with this dude. I don't know his name.
Yeah,
is.
he's
Some
fine.
dude, some guy, but she definitely make me wanna, and you can go ahead and check that out on YouTube as well. Ishi on YouTube, You Make Me Wanna, featuring some guy. It wasn't Shakim, so
It
I
was
don't-
Mr. Fine.
Oh, come on.
Don't hate.
So we're back on our second hour, and what we're getting ready to do here is go ahead and turn that down right there. Thank you, Richard. There you go. See, that's what you have here every time when you come here to LA Talk Live. You have the greatest people, just showing you love every
Amen,
time.
amen.
Rich is like, man, you're in my earphones too loud. Well, turn down your earphones, Richard.
Like, turn down the vocal.
Like your vocal. Look, we got a real incredible. Look. I'm gonna go ahead and cry here, right, Clown Cletus?
Oh my gosh.
Because I can't believe we got the infamous world renowned. If some people want to say world renowned, I want to say world renowned. That's what I want to say. I know what you think you want to say, but what I want to say is what I want to say.
Good way to clean it up.
Yeah, no, seriously. Who said what's right and what's wrong.
Right.
But ladies and gentlemen, we have to give it up to Dr. Sebi
Yay.
in the house.
For sure.
Oh my God. Now I'm gonna just say this right quick. I'm gonna turn down this music because we got to get serious in here. Serious, ladies and gentlemen. Because there are a lot of people out there that's been complaining about what they got.
Mm-hmm.
Illnesses. They hurting here, hurting there. They got to go take this pill. They got to go do this examination. They got to go do everything in the world what somebody is telling them to do, but they not listening to the God. And I know y'all saying, what God? What is he saying? This guy is like Imhotep. I remember him back in the day in the commission times when my brother Imhotep, because that's what he reminded me of, who had the cures, who was the medicine man, who cured people. Not like a lot of the times we have our community, the community that's out here, the medicine or whatever community that's out here that says, no, if you don't do it our way, then it's wrong. If you don't do it this way, it's wrong. If you don't do this, it's wrong because why? And we're going to get into that today with Dr. Sebi. Like, why? Like,
Mhm.
and I think our biggest problem is that we lack information, right? We lack
Mhm.
information that's going to help us not only with our mental health, our physical health, and the money. Okay, let's never forget the cash.
Right.
The Federal Reserve notes, we call them, and it's what it is. But, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to introduce one of the greatest people um, that I think I've met in my life, had the chance to meet in my life, because he has results.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Results. People can talk all they want about whatever they want to talk about, but ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you here on the Shock Factor, Dr. Sebi. Doc, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for
Thank
stopping by the Shock Factor. And I say this is about results. A lot of people talk about cures, but nobody's ever dealing with cures.
Mhm.
They just keeping the problem going on and on and on because they want to make money,
Right.
right? We all know this. Some of us do, but we're going to get it in here today.
Well, I have a quick
So-
question. About a month ago, the CDC reported that there is a new strain. It's always new, right? There's a new strain of gonorrhea. I'm so serious. I was like, oh God, gonorrhea. What? And it's uncurable.
Well, according to them, everything is incurable.
So my question is, where do these diseases come from? Because every 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, there's some new disease
Mm.
with no cure. And then you get this medication and oh, they find the cure. And then here comes another disease.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Well, we need a model. We need a model to compare our situation against the model to know how diseased we are.
Mm.
We need a model. What is the model?
Mm.
Because look, we're saying that we are diseased, right?
Mhm.
And we are.
Mhm.
To what extent?
Mm.
How far away from that line that was designed by God or nature are we?
Mm.
Well, we could just begin with that naked woman in the forest.
Okay.
No, she is the model.
Okay.
She is the model.
Right.
But the model has been tainted
Right.
with philosophy. When we look at her, which she's our mother,
Mhm.
we see a naked woman.
Mhm.
But she wasn't naked.
Mhm.
She was told that.
Right.
Mm.
She was natural. She was so natural
Right.
that she didn't have a supermarket
Mm.
and she didn't have a hospital.
Right.
She didn't have any medicines.
Right.
My brother mentioned Imhotep I. Well, we didn't need Imhotep.
Right.
Imhotep I came out of necessity.
Wow. Wow.
You understand? But in the forest where this woman without no clothes lived,
Right.
we didn't have any Imhoteps
Right.
or no Sebis.
Right.
We didn't have any hospitals. We didn't have any alcohol. She didn't have any drugs. And she didn't have any money.
Right.
Well, how did she live?
Mm.
You see?
Right.
That's the model. Now, for us to get back to this place where we live once
Mhm.
without disease,
Right.
we have to know this other part of it, which is the most interesting.
Mm.
And we didn't focus on it. You see, we are scholars.
Right.
We didn't look to enhance our health.
Right.
We didn't know how. So we produced scholars. Oh, we have a bunch of scholars, but they don't know what to put in their mouth.
Right.
Oh God, come
So
on.
the other part of this equation is that woman without clothes on didn't know anything about pH, which is hydrogen ion concentration. That was not in her vocabulary. Why? Because pH is a factor that is developed to determine that which is good and that which is bad. That which is bad is acid. That which is good is alkali.
Mm.
Well, that woman without no clothes in the forest didn't have any acid substance in her environment. All she had was alkalinity.
Mm.
So, Dr. Sebi, right? We about to get it in.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God,
Man.
we got so
Oh
much.
yeah.
I
I'm
don't
not
want
gonna have no more insomnia after tonight.
Hey, Doc. Okay,
Oh
you know.
yeah.
Oh
It's about to
God.
go down.
Ah.
It's going down.
Look.
Do we
if-
have to go on break? Can we
No,
just
we're
like
not.
roll
No,
through?
we are not going on break tonight.
Keep
Ain't
it
no more
moving.
break. 323-247-7443. If you have a question, now if y'all not listening and you don't have a question for Doc on something tonight, then y'all are some. I don't know what to say. So look, Doc, you said how alkaline. So are you saying that
How do we get that though? How do we
the
get?
only way disease come into your body is because of there is the lack of alkalinity, or or let me just say this, what's the word I'm looking for?
An acid situation.
Acidity.
Situation. You're
So,
right.
so Doc, so with some high alkaline water intake all the time, would that help?
No.
Mm.
You want to have natural alkalinity.
How do you get
And
it,
there
Doc?
is a difference.
Okay.
You could get natural alkaline water out of the Fiji. Then they have this mountain water. Then you have the thermal springs. But when you have a machine making alkalinity, no, that is true.
What about
Not
the
natural.
What about the Kangen machine, Doc?
The what?
The Kangen water machine
Look,
that.
we don't want any machine doing anything for you. You're
Mm.
not a product of a machine. You're a product of Mother Nature. You want your
Right.
stuff straight from Mother Nature.
Natural.
I love you, man. I just okay.
So how do we get alkaline then? If it's not the
Well,
cake.
Well, you get it naturally from the
Natural.
spring, natural spring.
Natural spring.
Yeah.
That's sufficient. But I drink thermal water in the village that we built in Honduras, the Healing Village. We have a thermal spring there where you drink the water. The pH is 9.6, which very high.
9.6.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, Doc. Okay, so what if you can't get it in
Right.
Honduras? What do you do?
No, but we have it here in the United States. You have those mountain glacier water, and you have the.
But the
Fiji.
plastic, they said the plastic, seeps in and brings the.
It depends the quality of the plastic. It's true. I agree with you. Plastic isn't too cool. It should be glass.
Yeah.
But we're not back with the woman without clothes on.
Right.
See, the woman without any clothes on, all she did was go with her hand to the river and drink fresh water.
Right.
But now, she doesn't. We don't have that. All the rivers are contaminated.
Right.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
then she was
I
called a
wouldn't drink no
savage.
river water right now. Just saying.
I would love to see you in that, disposition, though. I'm just
I
saying.
But
bet
look.
you would.
She was called a savage.
Right. No, that's not savage.
But that was okay.
Right.
That was okay. Look what she did. When I lived in Los Angeles,
Mhm.
I asked my brothers who were then practicing herbology. I said, "What medicine are you practicing?" Brother said, "I'm practicing Chinese medicine." I said, "But you're not a Chinaman. Why are you studying Chinese
Right.
medicine? You're black." I said, "You saying that when God put black people in Africa, that He omitted a component
Right.
that we had to go all the way to China to get it?"
Right. Well, apparently my grandma did.
Wait. So
Wow.
the other doctor said to me, I said, "What are you studying?" "I'm studying the Ayurvedic." I said, "But that's Indian and you're an African.
Right.
What are you doing studying Indian medicine
Right.
when the Ayurvedic medicine offers acid? They offer acid food because they offer milk, they offer ghee. That's very
Yeah,
acid.
right.
Wow.
So that's going to hurt you, Dr. Kite." And he died. And the other one that was studying Chinese medicine, he died too.
Oh,
But
man.
wait,
Wow.
there's a third one.
What did they pass up
Wait,
though?
there's a third one.
Okay.
You come from Chicago. Huh? So I said, "What are you studying?" He said, "Homeopathy."
Okay.
I said, "But that's alien to you, Dr. Sidney." Dr. Sidney died 12 years ago.
Wow.
I decided in my careless thinking mode,
Uh-huh.
for some reason, I was wrong all these years to decide to look towards Africa.
Right.
You see, Africa is our genesis.
Mhm.
Africa must have the answer to our problem. But when I look around, my brothers and sisters were giving people ginseng,
Mm.
golden seed,
Right.
peppermint oil,
Lavender.
and then lavender oil,
Right.
and then they were giving folks carrot juice to drink
Right.
and eating tofu. But all these things are alien to Africa.
Mm.
And they are laboratory product. They aren't natural. Tofu didn't come from a natural substance.
Right.
But we're eating it.
I don't eat.
So it shows that we need help. That's all it does.
Can I get a question?
Of course. Go
This
ahead.
is I'm What's the Count from WDC Radio here on Mondays. I represent the sickle cell community. Alkaline has been a topic in our community about having the diseases can't live in that. What can my community do about the sickle cell disease?
Get it in, Doc.
No, what he said was true about disease cannot live in an alkali environment. Now, about sickle cell, every black man and woman in or out of Africa suffer with some trace of sickle cell anemia. Now, why is that? Well, after all, we are the one with this concentration of carbon. It requires more iron for us to maintain health.
Here we go.
And since we were removed from the jungles of Africa,
Yeah.
everything we ate undermined the iron in our body. It robbed us of iron. In fact, when you eat starch, when you consume starch, starch scientifically is known as carbonic acid. Carbonic acid robs you of your iron cells and minerals. This is why many people are anemic and they take cold when the temperature is warm. Okay, all we need to do is to go back to this woman that was without no clothes
El
in the
natural.
forest.
Right.
And she didn't have anemia.
Right.
I mean, just 500 years ago when they brought them to America, they looked like trees. They were so erect, right, straight. Nobody had bellies on them.
Right.
Now look what we're looking at. Look at what we're looking at.
Look at those
Right.
bellies, Doc.
Not only that, she gonna tax you because she need a dress that costs about $1,500.
Right.
Then there was no clothes to buy. But the people that saw her, that was not part of her arrangement or her geography, they are naked. How could they be naked when they've been living like this all their lives?
Right.
But there was nobody raping anyone.
Right.
But now you have clothes on.
And now everybody wants to.
I'm gonna take them off.
We need to keep clothes on because I would. Yeah.
Okay, so Doc.
So the model, we have deviated from the model.
Right.
The model showed us that the way to prevent disease is to live an alkali life.
Yeah.
That's all she had.
Right.
How are we going to do it now?
Right. That's
We
the
have to
question.
come together as a family. This is why I suggested in Washington in 1983 that we all contribute $5. And there are about 1 million of us in D.C. That's $5 million. We could have owned the village that I own now in Honduras, the village of Usha. We could have owned it, not Sebi. Sebi not supposed to own healing. Healing is a family affair.
Yeah.
Healing is us because today a brother called and said that a young man is sick with a tumor in his brain, but they don't have any money.
Right.
So I have a healing center. How do you think I feel? Then I said, look, man, take the baby to Honduras.
Wow.
I offer that, but I have to meet expenses too, right?
Right.
But if we all chipped in $1,
Right.
hey man, nobody would have to pay anything
Right.
because the village would be taken care of.
I just had that conversation
It
with
is
people.
that simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And another thing, let me say that is important. I have to respect the physician over the alternative healers. Why? Because the medical profession, as we know it, the allopathic, the American Medical Association, if you have diabetes, you will go to Japan, they give you insulin. If you go to China, they give you insulin. You go to Russia, they give you insulin. You come to America, they give you insulin. Not so for the alternative doctors. alternative doctors and healers and herbalists, for that same disease, everybody give you something different. Meaning that the discipline doesn't exist among us, the alternative doctors, that there is with the allopathic.
Mm.
Now, where I saw the deficiency was when I won the case. Remember, when I challenged the Supreme Court by advertising that I cure AIDS and sickle cell and blindness and diabetes, they could not accept that.
Of course.
But when I won, instead of the rest of the healers galvanizing around that particular winning, that that victory, that victory,
Right.
together we could have made this an institute where everybody win.
Right.
But no, they left New York and left me by myself,
Wow.
hoping that I would lose because Robert Abrams said that he would put everybody in jail. But when I won, guess what Robert Abrams said? This one won, but there will be no other.
Mm.
Wow.
Look at that.
Wow.
But that didn't do any good for the black race because I wanted us to win, not me, Sebi. I'm a member of the black race. If I cure AIDS, the black race cure AIDS.
Right.
If a Japanese had cure AIDS, we would say the Japanese people cure AIDS. If a Russian had cure AIDS, you would say the Russian people cure AIDS. But Sebi cure AIDS, instead of saying black folks cure AIDS, we say he cure AIDS. Hey, hold it, bro. Hold it, bro. You know why you separated me from the group, bro?
I'm human.
That is where they has reduced us to. We are not using our senses. We are not producing people that perform in the area of pragmatism. No, we produce scholars. They know all sorts of matters but what goes in their mouth.
Wow.
And that's so huge because we find every day you see a lot of diseases, more diseases than ever are showing up, whether it's chemtrails, these particulates that they're spraying in the sky, and whether these hormones that they're injecting in our foods and stuff like that. And nobody's saying anything, and it seems like as if they just killing us slowly.
Returning to the brother's question, and then I'm going to address that. The brother question on sickle cell anemia is serious. It's very serious. Deficiency of iron causes up to 20 different diseases to manifest. The deficiency of iron. In sickle cell anemia, what is occurring? What occurs is that the acid situation in the blood has broken the cell into a sickle, allowing oxygen and iron to escape.
Yep.
But what is resting in the cell is a bed of mucus. Removing the mucus from the blood, the cell reunite. The cycle reunite. Then you feed the patient nascent iron. Why iron? Because it is the mineral in question, the blood. If it was the bones, then it would not be iron. It would be what? Calcium. If it was the brain, it's copper and carbon.
It's the blood.
If it's the spleen, it is phosphorus. And so it goes. All the cells of the body is distributed through different cell groups made up of different minerals. But we have yet to understand that. You see what happened? We didn't have to know these things in the forest because we were attached and we were
one
connected.
with it.
Right.
Exactly.
We
Right
were
there.
one with it.
It didn't matter, right?
We didn't have to read in the books.
We was
breathed
drawn
it, you
to
ate it.
right. We
It
was
was right there.
that was just nature.
Just like the gorilla.
Yeah.
He didn't have to go to ask a nutritionist, what is it that I'm supposed to eat, man? Here come the nutritionist and tell the gorilla, well, you know, you need so many grams of protein, and you need your vitamin A and B, like they tell us.
Right.
You need vitamin A and B and protein.
Right.
Well, Dr. Steinberg, what is protein? I don't know. You don't know? Well, why do you expound on it? This is your premise, protein. Everybody thinks about protein.
Right.
Like
Yes.
all black people talk about melanin. That's a joke.
Break it down, Doc.
That's a joke.
Break it down, Doc.
Look, let me tell you something about melanin. When I first heard the word melanin, I started laughing because I knew it was something strange out of the sky. What happened,
Okay.
the word melanin came out of Germany.
Okay.
Mhm.
It is said that melanin is what makes us black.
Mhm.
But science says that's not so. It's carbon what makes you black. The higher the concentration of carbon in your body, the higher the quality of life. But if melanin exists, where do you find melanin in nature?
Uh-oh.
You find carbon in nature, but you do not find any melanin. So I asked some of the people that promotes it in Washington. I asked the lady, I said, Doctor, tell me, where do you find melanin in the body, or is it produced? Because it isn't found in nature. Well, it is produced in the neurons of the nerve. I said, just a minute. You know, I didn't go to school, but my understanding.
What was your education again, Doc?
None, zero. So I asked, I said, the nervous system isn't a system that was designed to produce anything. It is a conduit that conveys electricity from the brain to various parts of your body. Where does it produce melanin? Melanin never existed like protein never existed.
Mhm.
So you see, we need a lot of cleaning up to do.
Mhm.
But when I come on the set talking like this, I get in trouble. Because the majority of us is comfortable where we are, drinking our carrot juice, eating our beans,
Mhm.
and enjoying our.
So what should we be eating?
What should we be eating?
Uh-huh.
You see, we have to go back to that woman that was in the forest without no clothes on.
Natural.
This is the question that I asked the Supreme Court. I asked the Supreme Court, Your Honor, gorillas do not eat polar bear food. She said, no. I said, no. Because it's of different genetical predisposition. So, Your Honor, when you removed the black man from Africa, did you bring his food with him? She said, no. I said, no. Now, I asked those scholars that we have in the community, our leaders, some give us pork, some give us lamb. Hey, fellas, what's going on here, man? You're violating mama. You're making me sick. What is the food that we ate in the forest? Well, why do you ask the question, brother? I said, "But don't get belligerent, man. We have to know these things because we are designed to eat a certain food. No, our food was alkali. And what are those foods today? Well, today there is such thing as spelt. There is amaranth bread. There's also quinoa, kamut.
Mhm.
And you could eat mushrooms, a lot of them. So various mushrooms on the market today. There's also the hemp milk,
Mhm.
which is very good.
Mhm.
Then there's sea moss.
Mm.
Well, my diet surround. Just have a little baby. As you know, my baby was born 2 years ago.
Mhm.
So they gave her to me when I
You
was
said
not-
your baby was born 2 years ago?
Yeah,
How old are you, might I
80,
ask?
80.
Wow.
So
Dr. Sebi,
Yeah.
wait, hold on, Doc.
Wow.
Take this, Doc.
So do we need a cure for fertility? I couldn't even get it out.
Well,
I said
Doc.
infidelity.
Wow.
Might be some of that on it too, but fertility is the issue here.
Yeah, fertility.
Dr. Sebi, I missed a little bit of this. I had to let my friend in the door there. Did you mention your age?
Yeah,
yes,
just now.
Yeah.
Now.
Now, has anyone talked about his energy, his
Oh my
passion?
God.
I'm just sitting here like, wait, he just had a baby 2 years ago.
That too. But you know the old joke about
Follow him up.
about older folks. They talk about old cats how they turn and they got to look this like that. They got to move the whole upper body.
I know he's very limber.
I mean, every
He's
time I look
limber.
up, Doc looking like he
Yeah.
watching.
Wait, when he was like
like a
when he was
one-eyed
talking
dog in a
about
sausage
when he
shop.
was
You know,
talking
like-
about the brother,
Yeah.
he pulled his pants up.
Oh,
brother,
Doc,
like
what? Yes, indeed. And it's just amazing, I mean, we call it amazing, Dr. Sebi, because we're so ignorant. I'll speak for myself. I call it amazing because I'm so ignorant.
all of us are.
Yeah.
I am too.
Yeah. I remember my mom at 82, and that's the year she passed away, and everything just collapsed in. Started with the lungs, and then started with a broken hip actually. And I didn't realize it. I was so naive. And I knew she had more life in her because maybe 30 days prior to her taking this downward spiral, she was down Atlantic City pumping the one-armed bandit 20 days out of 30. Right. But once she got deeply involved with the pharmaceutical remedies that the doctors plied on her, like Coumadin, which thins the blood, and all of these other toxic drugs that have horrific side effects, that was her downward spiral. Yeah. And to see a brother of his wisdom and years so vibrant, so full of life.
You just had a baby 2 years ago.
Mo ain't getting over that.
Say it.
Mo ain't getting over that. Like, yo. So that's just amazing. Yeah. But you're a walking testimony to your truth.
But you, Black America.
Yes, sir.
Are the one responsible for this. But you guys can't see it.
What are we missing, Dr. Sebi?
What you says?
What are we missing? What is it we're missing?
Just tell them you're stupid and keep it moving.
With that, home. But those are generic terms. I need something more specific to speak to.
Stupid is stupid, and
stupid is as stupid does. Right. Speak to that, Dr.
Just
Sebi,
say
please.
It's stupid and call it that.
No.
Come into that mic some more, please. Don't forget.
Come on, Doc.
I traveled to about 20 countries in Africa. I traveled all through South America. I've not been to 2 countries in South America. I traveled the Caribbean, and I live with you. I live with you now for 50 years. And I was traveling, looking at this, making a comparison with Black America and the rest of the Black people in the world. Do you know that I found that the only African is here in America?
I actually call myself an American African.
Can you break that one more down? One more again?
The only African that I've ever met in my life is right here in America. Because the American black man is looking towards Africa for salvation, and the African is looking to France and England. You understand? And everything I learned it from you. Remember, I am the uneducated. I'm the boy that didn't go to school. So I had to hobnob with you, sisters and brothers, and listening to your vocabulary. and because I spoke Spanish, and buying these books and Rosetta Saros and the dictionary to learn language. I work at Martin Luther King as an engineer. Oh my God, how did I do that? When I filled my resume out at the county, I put, I didn't go to school. The man want to know how did I get this license. I got a license as a steam engineer. I worked at King Hospital for about 10 years. And it was at King Hospital that I began to do research with herbs. And my first patient was a blind man. And the second one was his daughter that had epilepsy. But it was easy for me to see it. It was about cleansing the body and giving the patient a chelation. Okay, I had to clean the human body because everything that we've been eating jammed us up. It's kind of a clogged system. Capillaries, veins, and everything else is clogged. So declogging it, like I was doing as an engineer, you have to see results. And I remember that I gave people compound that was designed to de-obstruct, and then it came back telling me these weird stories about how they're sleeping and how his sex came back and how this and that and the other.
Hey, Doc, I need my sex to come back, Doc.
Just by cleaning.
You just had a baby 2 years ago. I listened to him.
Can we talk about the mucus factor? Because you were here last night on Rona Bennett Perspectives Corner and enlightened me incredibly through that revelation about mucus, and I can really dig it. We're raised on milk. All the babies are fed milk.
Where they're felt
and throughout our lives,
they're given something, whether it's milk, where we think is milk.
Right. Well, okay, a reasonable facsimile thereof. Let's call it. But tell us about the mucus aspect of it, from the blood level all throughout the body, and how it impacts us. What is that mucus? We're not just talking about snot here, right?
The mucus, which is the same snot.
Okay.
We're gonna go to Howard University, May 18, 1983. Dr. Landerdorf, Pierre Landerdorf is going to give a talk at Harvard University about sickle cell anemia. And I had to go to the hospital. I was at the hospital that day to give the ambassador's wife a compound because she was sick. On the way out, I saw the notice. So my wife said, you have to go to the meeting. I said, they're not going to let me in. She said, well, you're going to have to muscle your way in because you cure sickle cell. So I went. So while I went to the meeting to see what the meeting was about, it was a Frenchman talking about his patient in Abidjan, which is Ivory Coast. Dr. Pierre Landerdorf said, and in my experience with my sickle cell SS group, something is noticeable, that he has the presence of lactocomia under certain stress conditions. And everybody give this man a standing ovation. And I want to know why. I know I'm dumb, but am I this dumb to let this man get away with this? I stood up. I said, Dr. Landerdorf, everybody agreed with you but me. And it could maybe due to my ignorance. And I may be ignorant, but you're going to help me.
Right.
I said, sir, you said that your sickle cell patient shows signs of lactocomia. He said, yes. Do you disagree? I said, no. But isn't lactocomia a derivative of lactic acid? He said, yes. And lactic acid is directly related to milk? He said, yes. But why are you giving a black man milk to drink? When milk is against the black man cellular predisposition. And you could go to Mr. Pablo Ariola in his book, How to Get Well, on page 190. He states that if your ancestors are European, your body is programmed to digest milk. But if your body is African or Indian, your body is not programmed to digest milk. So, Dr. Landerdorf, why are you allowing your patient to drink milk? You see? But these are the things that we are faced with because I have no support. Nobody gonna support Dr. Sebi. So
we're here to support you, Dr.
Oh,
Sebi.
we gonna change
And
that.
that's why
Well,
you're here
you know,
tonight.
let's talk about this, Doc. Go ahead, go, because you know this is what we're seeing. Like somebody with your information and understanding of how, like everybody's disposition, you know, in different cultures is different,
Right.
right?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Their physiology,
It's
you know,
different.
and how they do what they is different.
Yes, it's different.
So you have to treat it differently.
That's true.
You know, and they
It's
whether
inherited.
it's psychologically or mentally or both that you're using a whatever concoction, you have to use what works for y'all, you know, your disposition for you know what I'm saying? You can't just use somebody and say this is a blank
There's
whatever
no panacea in
and
the
use
world.
it for every race of people on this
No.
planet. It's impossible.
It's impossible because we are genetically different.
Exactly.
In fact, the doctors tell you every day when they take this blood sample from someone, oh, this is Oriental, this is black, this is white. Well, how do you, well, if there's a difference, why is it that Dr. Gupta, Sanjay Gupta, when he talk on CNN, he
Yeah,
talk
what-
across the board.
what's up with
like
that?
Everybody's supposed to take the same thing. Hold it there now.
All it there now. All that.
Are we going to treat this difference? Because if there is a difference, how much of a difference are we?
Right.
But we have not even treated that. We are scholars. We're not interested in our biological makeup different from other people. We didn't contribute any time to investigate those things. We were so busy with revolution
right.
or with spiritualism
Right.
or with a whole bunch of philosophy, but we were never interested in food and genetic
The
predisposition.
human being connection.
Hey, so Doc, so we know you is known as curing HIV,
AIDS,
AIDS.
leukemia, sickle cell, blindness, diabetes, paralysis.
Da 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 da. And
This new strain of gonorrhea.
So this brother is talking about sickle cell.
I want y'all to
Preventing
Well,
sickle cell.
he inspired me last night because when he came talking about sickle cell, I knew what he was up against.
yeah.
I was hoping someone like him surface.
Hey, I'm here. I'm here.
Doc, come
Because
on, get it
now-
in. Get it
Because
in,
sickle
Doc.
cell is a disease which besets us because of a deprivation of iron.
Yeah.
every black person in and out of Africa is anemic.
Yeah.
Out of
And
your
iron,
environment.
and iron is the primary mineral that supports the immune system.
Yeah.
No, they're giving you an injection. We didn't need any injection in the jungles of Africa. Why do we need it now? If we need it now, why?
Out of that
So the truth has
environment.
not been told. So with our research at the Usha Research Institute, we found that all that has been said and practiced, no, not so. We have to get down to genetics to understand
Have we been lied to, Doc?
no stuff. I wish that was only the case. Lied to would be good. We've been misused because they're giving us all kind of chemicals that doesn't really help.
Come on, yeah, hold on, Doc. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, Doc. Wait a minute.
Hold it there now.
You said that we've been misused, not lied to, because if we would have been lied to, we'd at least been halfway
That's
there.
right. That's right.
Right.
But we've been manipulated for a particular reason to keep us out of some understanding of our health. Right? Now, the only thing that I can think of is it has to do with money.
No, insanity. Not money. Because, see,
Break
we
it
should
down,
not
Doc.
think of any money and the pharmaceutical laboratories. We are the one disease. We are the one that should take care of the matter. We should not have to think about what the American Medical Association is going to do. We already prevailed over them.
As a people.
But listen to this. One morning they was interviewing me at KGLH. And I showed them proof that I cure AIDS with documents. Diagnostic sheets. So if we, the black race, is looking to contribute something to the world, why do you turn your back on your brother that is curing AIDS and the rest of the diseases? Well, you know what Dr. King said? From UCLA, a black man telling his black brother, you are lying. I said, wow. This is really treacherous. I'm in trouble. Then Michael Jackson, he made a big mistake. He dragged me to Washington. And who was in Washington? 17 African ambassadors. Sheila Jackson Lee from Texas.
What's up with that, Doc?
John Conyers from Michigan. Leonard Mohammed from the Nation of Islam. Jesse Jackson Jr. from the House of Appropriation.
Oh, Lord.
From Chicago.
All these people were there. And I showed them document that I cure AIDS.
What they say, Doc? Come on,
They
Doc.
looked
Let
at
'em say
me
it.
like I was stupid. Boy, you are dumb. So now I'm wondering, because my brother was a Christian. My brother was a true Christian. I said, hey, bro, help me. I want to understand you, Christian. I really do. Because in the Bible it says in the book of Genesis 1-9, the herbs are for the healing of the nations. What happened that you guys overlooked this book?
Right.
I want to know why. Is it love? Is it love that we need to have for ourselves?
Hey, Doc, why do you think they told you or looked at you like you lied? Like, why did you gave them proof that this works, right? Your methodology works. Your process work. Your experiment and your controlled experiments work. Why do you think they looked at you like you was a damn fool?
They were supposed to see me in that manner. They had a right to. Look at what they are eating. Don't overlook that. See, I am dumb. I am dumb to believe that they would change their position. No, I am talking about a moral issue, and they're talking about a financial position. There is a difference. But I'm indebted to this because it is godly. It is godly. You understand?
Yes,
This
sir.
is no joke. You know, when my brother used to condemn me for smoking marijuana, and he was smoking cigarette, and he was representing God, yet when he got sick, he went to see a doctor for a needle. I went to see an herbalist. You see? But we can't see these things.
Give it up, you gotta get that, G, Doc. I love you, man. Go ahead.
My brother died 22 years ago. So I wonder, God should have saved him, not me. I'm the one that smokes marijuana.
Right.
I should not be spared. But hey, God had a different plan for me. You understand? And
Right.
I'm glad that I'm obedient enough. But in this particular journey, there is something that I needed to know that I learned just yesterday. There's a woman in this city named Mrs. Watkins.
Mm-hmm.
It was myself, her two sons, and some other folks was talking in her living room, and we were saying a bunch of stuff about politics and revolution. She opened the door and said, "You know what's wrong with you guys? Love is not in the equation." We laughed at the woman.
Mhm.
We thought the woman was crazy.
But that's the balance, and that's the that's the
The mama came out and tell us how crazy we were because love was not in the equation.
Yeah.
You know how long it took me to assimilate that? 35 years.
But okay, Doc, let me ask you a question. Because that's deep. Because I look at the downfall of the so-called African race because of the lack of, how can I say, the lack of
Information.
not only information, but that thing that ego, right? That at one time there was balance, right? Balance meaning that
We
if
were
the,
one.
right, if that woman every time if you've seen some black figure or whatever figure, you've seen a woman right there next to him, so you saw balance, right? And that balance represented nature, right? And nature represents the life force that gives us the ability to see beyond just this, not only this earth, but we're cosmonauts and we able to see the universe, right? Just with balance.
The only thing that separates us is language. Language.
But that's artificial.
You and me. Other than that, we're human beings. And
First,
there's no connection.
there's no disconnection.
But language did we have in the forest? We had no
Jive.
dictionary.
We had jive talk.
We didn't have in the dictionary. So you know something? Let us try to stop talking, and you see how much you could communicate. I tried with many times with many people.
Now look, Doc, you didn't just hit it in the nail.
I do it all the
Like
time.
if we were able to talk as scientists, like when you talk as a scientist, there's a controlled experiment, and there's what it's facts. There's no thinking like or not even a scientist, but an engineer. Right, when you got to build a bridge, there's no speculation of building a fucking bridge. You got the design specs of how to build a bridge from point A to B,
Yeah,
and
right.
shut
That's
up.
it.
Ain't no speculation on.
No.
Well,
You
I
better
think
know.
we should. No, ain't no speculation. It's build a bridge.
You better know.
Yeah,
Right.
period. And a lot of the times we operate on this thing of every day of somebody thinking that they know what they know based on what they think they know.
They know.
And
Yeah.
you don't know shit.
Last night, the brother took me to a place named Vibrations. Beautiful brothers and sisters at Vibration. You ever been to
No, I've never
Vibrations?
been there.
And it's a beautiful
Oh my God, Doc, what are you doing at Vibrations, man?
I mean, what kind of place is this? That's what
It's a beautiful place, like Doc said.
Well, can we let us tell
You just
them?
had a
But
baby
what-
2 years ago.
Doctor, tell us about vibration. Where is it?
Yeah.
What happened in Vibration? I remember seeing this setting exactly 50 years
Oh.
ago. And I'm looking at it last night. And I already know how limited that is.
Ooh.
Because I lived there with the same group of people. It doesn't go anywhere but with a small group. And we're living now in a time in which there have been a shift in the paradigm, as they said, there's been a paradigm shift.
Right.
Okay, where we have to improve everything about us in expression, in achievement. Like, one thing is certain, our health has been destroyed. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. Now, shouldn't it be sensible for us to contribute over time to revitalize that body that has been compromised to disease? We're not doing that. We're singing poetries and stuff.
We still marching for freedom, Doc.
Well, look, that's right. Because the poet last night, or the poetry, it was like, I can't get further than hair, you know.
Like,
And,
what are you
no.
doing? You look, if you don't get it in your mind that if we don't take control of our own situation and stop waiting for somebody else to be responsible for us.
Exactly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We have to be
That's right.
responsible.
Imagine though we have the cure for AIDS and the rest of the diseases.
Doc!
They reject it.
Come on,
Man,
Doc.
that's frightening. That is
Well, we're gonna talk about sickle cell, so we
sickle
good.
cell.
We good.
Sickle cell. We gonna treat sickle cell anemia.
But why is it that the black race or any race look at you when you talking about I got the cure for sickle cell or AIDS, they looking at you like you crazy. And they saying, well, no, Massa said
Well, look,
you don't get the cure.
The first time I was slapped in the face like that was in South Africa. In South Africa, under the leadership of Mandela. I said, what? I got
Oh,
to
tell him,
yes,
Doc.
you get out of here.
Get out!
So I wonder why.
Out of here! Get out!
So I was talking to the president of Guinea, and he told me, well, do you understand you wasn't supposed to do that? I said, but they say Mandela's the black man. And he's supposed to be for the benefit of the people.
Get out of here! Get out of South Africa!
He said,
Get out!
wait just a minute. Were you told that he had to sign an agreement before he left the jail that he was not supposed to ever see Winnie again?
Oh
I
my
said,
God.
What did you say?
Say that again, Doc.
Look, I'm going to repeat it. Our president told me this, that Nelson Mandela had to sign an agreement that he could not see Winnie. But I could see why. Because she was the brain. And they knew it.
Wow.
They knew it.
Wow.
That is another part of my argument, is that every time you see an animal following the parent, they always follow mama.
I just love you.
Only mama. But you and I got tricked. We got mama and we have daddy. And what daddy says and what mama says, conflicts. But if we just throw daddy aside and only listen to mama, it would be cool. Because that's all I had.
Wow.
All I had was mama. See, daddy is not supposed to open his mouth. I didn't tell my children anything. I don't even beat them nor tell them anything. I don't care what they indulge in. Because why? I already know. Mama is the one with the message of life, not a daddy.
She's the lieutenant.
Dr. Sebi, I have
that's
to
right.
co-sign that because my father, I showed him a picture of myself and my father from the late 60s, and I was a young lad, and I was standing next to my dad, and he was a stoic, standoffish, hard-working, bring the money home, had a good childhood daddy. But my mom ran the house.
That's right.
Bottom line, I followed mama. She applied all the whoopings and all the discipline, and I had very little communication with my dad. I mean, he was in the house, and he was a very functional man. However, he carried that over from his childhood, and that his father didn't have that kind of relationship with him.
Right.
I told a friend of mine, I've never had my father throw any kind of ball at me, but I knew he loved me.
Have you had anybody read you a book? Like,
No.
you know, tuck you in?
But I have a question. No. Hell no. They don't do that in Philly, homie. I don't know nobody do that in Philly. Not in my
I got
era.
time. Everybody tired. Nobody has time.
They didn't read you a book.
Yeah.
You gotta go to bed.
Here's how they did it. Here was the book, and here was the tucking. Take your ass to bed. That was the book and the tucking. That's a story in
If
the
you
tucking.
get your ass up,
Dr.
there's going to
Sebi,
be some problems.
I have a question for you, my brother.
Yes, sir.
God forbid, understand where I'm coming from with this. God forbid. How does your knowledge perpetuate itself? Who is going to carry your healing to the next generations? Now, I know you're going to live
forever.
As long as
I mean,
you
he just
want
had a
to
baby
live.
2 years
I
ago.
know that. Okay, all right.
Sorry.
2 years old. So did I. But what am I, chopped liver? I just had a baby 2 years ago.
That dude is 80 years old.
He's 80 years old. You have a head clap. He had a baby 2 years ago.
Okay. Okay.
So, Dr. Sebi.
Hold on. We got to give Dr. Sebi.
Maybe that answers the question.
We got to give Dr. Sebi a hand clap for having a baby.
Do we have therein the answer, Dr. Sebi?
Who's going to
If
carry
we
on your
lose
legacy?
you, brother.
I used to wonder the same thing. I thought it was going to be my oldest son, and I thought it was going to be my grandson. It turned out to be a girl.
There you go.
There it is.
Girl. And she's bad.
There it is.
How old is she now?
The girl, she's 28.
Can we bring her in?
Her name is Zave, and she's terrible. In fact, she took that as compound and improved them and laughed at me. I said, I wish there's something.
Wow.
No.
Oh my
But
God.
she's good. She made a product known as Banju. And the kids that take Banju
Oh God.
says, Mommy, I want my brain medicine. What you call it, the brain medicine? Just for your nerve. Yeah, but ever since I've been drinking it, my grade's been going up. Another little boy named Abu Bakr. If you go online, drsebi.com, you're going to see Abu Bakr talking about me. Abu Bakr took the same compound in Washington. The first one was in New York. The second one is in Washington. He told his mommy, I want my thinking medicine. Mama said, what thinking medicine? That medicine that Dr. Sebi sent for my sister, I've been drinking it, and my grade's been going up. So I asked Xavier, what did you put in this compound that everybody said that the brain is developing so fast? And she began to name the composition. She's good. She's very good.
Is she here in LA?
Oh, yes. People that have talked and spoke to her doesn't want to speak to me after that.
So you worried about bringing her by the station? For us to
Oh,
talk
no,
to
she
her?
could talk.
I'm only kidding.
She could come. No, you could invite her.
No, we want to have you both back.
She'd be delighted. No, I want to hear her without my presence.
Can we bring her in, Doc? Can
Oh,
we-
yes.
So, Doc, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this whole thing up. And I want to thank you once again, man. Like, oh my God,
It's great.
I've heard about you for so long, and it's such a blessing to be in your presence. And I'm not trying to ruffle your feathers. I know you're not that kind of cat. You know, I know you don't get down like that.
Yeah, if you're going to blow smoke at him, not in that direction, okay?
I will give you a gun. You know what I'm saying? I will give you a gun. With, you know, so yeah. So look, Dr. Sebi, I want to thank you from the bottom of in the top of my, in the middle, and all around my heart and my whole, you know,
thing, whatever, the
system.
pumping thing in my chest.
You know, and want to
goes
thank
thump,
you, you know, for stopping by and giving us. We can sit here and talk. I know we can sit here and talk for another 5 hours
Oh yeah.
on this topic because there's so much. But I want you to know that you have a home here,
Thank
right?
you.
For you
Thank
to
you.
come in
We
here,
need to do a Dr. Sebi marathon.
yeah,
Right.
because
health
we
and
can't.
wellness
Let me
all
tell
day
you,
Dr. Sebi marathon.
exactly. We cannot allow you to leave, you know, this planet without, you know, the Most High is given us to you, or you us, you know, you to us.
We can't even
That
In
way.
essence.
He
And
needs
we-
some of that compound. That
Yeah.
I need some- and
he
we,
needs that compound.
yeah, whatever.
Brain.
Hold on, look,
But I want to say this.
hold on, Doc. Let me get you in there. Go ahead. I had to cut
Shut
them.
up.
I had to
Remember
cut
he was
them
talking about
off.
sign language?
I had to cut them off, Doc, because they was, you know.
Please,
I'm,
Dr. Sebi.
I'm equally as grateful. Remember,
course.
I won a case 25 years ago. How old are you?
I'm only 10.
He'd been
Okay.
he was 10 at the time.
You see? You were 10 at the time. You're 35 now.
Yeah.
Okay, you see? Nobody in my age group listened. But now, all of you, your age group, are listening. So I lived long enough to see this particular message
Fascinating.
manifest through you,
Oh,
your
yeah.
age group.
Nice.
My daughter and her group, oh my God, I just sit back there and watch them just take the ball and run.
Yeah.
And look at you,
Oh,
brother, with sickle cell.
I gotta talk to you. I'm
You
the preventer.
understand?
I'm preventing that disease.
Well, we're going to work. For those that has it, we're going to cure them. And those that doesn't, we're going to prevent it.
Thank you.
Oh,
I
Doctor.
love that. Round of
Yeah.
applause
We're
for
going
that.
to work.
Right.
Thank you.
Find
We're
them
gonna
claps,
work.
boy. Act like you're in the whole house and find them claps. Gee whiz,
Man,
you
these
done erased
mother-
names. And
Right.
Time.
I mean, these claps don't work like they used to be.
What the hell is that?
I like y'all claps.
Can you kill that though? Thank you very
Right.
much. Lord have mercy.
Okay, there
I
you go.
ain't ever drinking wine with you no more before you get on the board.
Leave it alone.
You're right
Hey.
about that fermentation. It's fermenting as
Hey, all I want to say,
Abdullah.
I like the real claps. I don't like the digital
That's
claps.
bullshit. You can't find
I
them.
know, right? You can't find the class.
Okay, we're getting ready to get out of here. We want to thank everybody for tuning in
Not yet, Doc. Hold those
to
headphones
the
on
Shock
for a moment,
Factor
please.
here on LA Talk Live. I'm your host, Shakim
I'm
Williams.
Momo.
And
Shock, thank you for allowing me on your show tonight. If we could get a plug in for my good friend here, Ferran
Oh yeah,
Dozier.
definitely. The WDC Radio Mondays starting March 4th, 11 a.m. It's all about sickle cell trait prevention, lupus, bullying. We're gonna cover all aspects
I
of
gotta
sickle
talk
cell.
to you about lupus too, because one of my goddaughter, she has lupus and stuff like that. And she goes through a lot of stuff. And Doc,
We cure lupus.
oh,
Okay.
Yeah, we got work.
hey Doc, can I just be a part of the crew?
You could send her, and we're gonna cure her for free.
Oh,
Right.
We got work.
hey, let me tell you, this girl, she is a superstar.
It's guaranteed.
I have
I love you, man.
one last
Just wanted to let
request.
you
How
know
does
that.
anyone?
Shakim.
I
How
love you
do
too, my
we
brother.
I
get
know you
information?
from
Well,
some
hold on,
other
hold
world.
on.
I'm
He has a
telling you.
website, drsebi.com, right?
Yes.
SEBI. DR or DLC?
DR lowercase.
Right. Sebi, SEBI.com. I was at his site last night.
Yeah,
I have
I
a
mean-
question, Doc. I got a problem with tobacco.
Tobacco.
Yes, sir.
Well, to detox, right?
Yes.
You're talking about to
Well, I
detox.
need to stop.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, to detox.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we have a compound.
Excellent.
We have a compound
I love
that we
guy,
have
man.
used consistently over the last 20 years, and it worked. Even with people that didn't know they were taking compound to remove them from smoking,
Mm-hmm.
they say, Dr. Sebi, since I've been taking your stuff, I stopped smoking.
Wow.
Now, how can they get the
Lisa-
compound if they're not like if they can't afford to travel to Honduras?
They don't have to go to Honduras.
yeah,
we have
it's
a
here.
shop here at 2807.
Give me the address again,
2708.
please. Give the address again, please.
The phone number is 310-838-2490.
And the address one more time. Dr. Sebi.
2807 La Cienega Boulevard.
Cross Street, please.
Cross Street is between Washington and Venice.
There we go.
And the hours.
The hours is from
I think it's 9 to 5 Monday
to 5
through Friday is what I saw.
Saturday.
Saturdays
Saturdays.
through Saturday, and that's no, you close Sunday.
No,
right?
we close Sunday.
There you go.
Hey Doc, can we be the official Dr. Sabian word out? I mean, no.
Well,
the official
I would
Dr.
love that.
Sebi
I would
healing
love
Yeah,
that.
I would love to
station.
tell my clients about it.
I would love to cooperate with
Can
you.
we
guys
can
on
we
a-
get together on a whole nother level?
Okay, we
please?
will get together on a
We
whole
will.
other level.
Right.
Thank
There you go.
sir.
All right.
Let me give you a clap for that, Dr. Sebi.
Because Dr. Sebi, as always says, it's not a question of whether you can or can't. It's a question of whether you will or won't. Right?
Thank you. You're
Yes.
right.
I want to thank you
So, of course-
personally because I know you from a previous life. I already know it. I met you on the temple, of Seti, and we was chilling with a,
With a doobie.
I was on the temple of Seti, and I
That's
know
pretty
you, son. We are like, look, I'm right here with you, like for real. And I want to thank, oh my God, I want to thank you. I want to thank Ishi, from Arrested Development,
yes. Oh, yes.
from, spreading the love and all, look, we have to teach and help each other. Bottom line,
That's a must.
if we don't do that, then we're done. If we don't come together, it ain't about color, this, that. If we don't just come together, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna have some issues. I want to thank Mo, right? I want to thank you for coming in. Really, Chef Momo, and I hope you learned something.
I'm
for
going
Doc.
to the store tomorrow.
Because Doc, oh my God, you already know, you felt it, and go ahead and,
Oh yeah.
and tell us, about, Sickle Cell, your show is it Tuesday?
On Monday, 11 a.m. Pacific
Yeah.
Standard Time.
And once again, what's the name of the show?
WDC Radio.
WDC
Starts
Radio.
March 4th.
March 4th, and it's
Nice.
getting ready to go on.
Making sickle cell a lifestyle
And
conversation.
we're going to get with Dr. Sebi. It's
Mhm.
not a lifestyle conversation. We're going to end it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
Amen.
what Dr. Sebi does. He ends that shit. You know what I'm saying? It ain't
Nice.
about fucking around with all this other whatever. Doc.
Oh yeah, we got work.
done.
Yeah, he had a baby 2 years ago.
We got
And
work.
he had a baby 2 years ago. And, we want to give it up to the baby. I want
Taiwa. Her name is Taiwa.
Oh my! And
Aw.
she is so adorable. Doc
I
showed us
love
a
it.
picture
Oh.
of it. I want to thank here LA Talk Live once again for giving us an additional hour. And, Van's like, I'm ready to go. I got some business to do. I want to thank my homeboy and producer,
Hey, Dave.
Super Dave. He's
So
back.
good to see Dave.
He's back in the building, and it's Mo's birthday. His dog. He has a dog. His name is Moses. And he's Jewish, and he wants to. It's his birthday, and he's got the dude. He's 14, 2 years old, but 14, and he's getting ready to get the thing slammed off. And Dr. Sebi, I love you, man.
Thank you so much.
Oh my God, I love you. Don't even look. I love you. We gotta get some more claps in. Everybody clap for Dr. Sebi.
Yes. Thank you.
Look, we're gonna get ready to go ahead and get on out of here. We want to thank everybody. Anybody got any shout outs? I want to give shout outs to everybody around the world in 150 countries and the United States as well. We have over almost 300.
That's great.
1,000 listeners here in the United States and abroad.
Nice.
We want to give it up
Clap.
to them. This clap thing is stuck. It's fraudulent. Let me do it again. Watch this. It don't work.
Real quick, I need to give a shout out to Tattooed Mommies
This is
magazine. It's a
bullshit.
tattoo magazine that a friend of mine has started, and I'm gonna have her come on the show too. So shout out to Koi.
This is some real
Probably.
bullshit.
Probably. Don't quote me on that though, but I'll talk to her. I'll see her tomorrow. So shout out to Tattoo Mommies.
Yeah, I'm tired of this clap shit anyway. Everybody just put your hands together. So look, we want to give it out to Dr. Sebi. We want to give it out to Ishi.
So informative.
Oh my God, like my head, I'm so stoked right now.
Man, I'm excited, man.
Right.
And,
I'm
for-
going tomorrow.
I got work to do.
Saturday, I'm going to the store. I'm gonna check it out.
So look, if you guys want to just check us out, like us on Facebook. We do have the Shock Factor, and also on Twitter.
Right.
We have the Shock Factor on Twitter and Facebook. Like us. Once again, you can check me out on iTunes. I do have an album on iTunes called I Am Human, and you can always check us out there. And Mo, what you got there?
I'm on Instagram. I am Chef Momo, and my Twitter is Monique Moy. Facebook is Monique Moy, and you can download I Rock on iTunes. Monique Moy.
There it is.
Singer.
So look, we're getting ready to get on out of here, man. We want to thank everybody for tuning in with us today. Oh my God, I'm fucked up, right?
Yeah, it's a lot to take in.
Yeah, we have a lot.
It makes sense though. It makes total, complete sense.
All it is that we've been lied to about a lot of things.
Right.
And until we come into the understanding and get with some real players like Dr. Sabian and people of his stature, only then we're going to have the true understanding or true understanding of what we are and what we're doing. So look, this was a Friday. We want to thank you for tuning in to the Shock Factor here on LA Talk Live. Oh my God. Princess D, hope you have fun.
D. Happy birthday, Princess D.
We want to give it up to Atlanta, Cleveland, Lorraine, here in LA, Philadelphia.
Amen.
We want to give it up to everybody that's been listening to London and everybody around the country.
Lights
I don't
out.
know where y'all going,
What's
but
the
we gotta get the freak out of here
Get us
tonight.
out.
Shout us out. What's the count?
All right, so look, thanks again for tuning in to LA Talk Live. Once again, I'm your host, Shakim Williams.
I'm Momo.
And we are out of here. Thank you. And we will see you next week. Same time, same sandbox.
Goodbye.
What's the
We
count?
out of here. Right. See you next week. Thank you very much for tuning in to LA Talk Live, the Shock Factor. We love you, man. See you next week.